Hi, everyone. It's Kathleen Byars, founder of the Corporate Women Unleashed program, where we help high achieving women, women executives, women in leadership positions, high achievers create really beautifully balanced lives. We want you to have control over your career so you can prioritize your personal life. And today, what I'm here to broadcast about is what top achievers, high achieving women, what do you practice daily to avoid burning out? Right? What is it that you need to be doing to really say, I'm in control of my career and I'm living my best life? And even when you're running one of those work sprints and life is getting really crazy, what are you doing to make sure that the burnout doesn't start to creep in, that exhaustion takes over, and now we start showing up in all areas of our life feeling, definitely less than 100%. So I didn't discover this for a really long time, because what I was trying to do to balance my executive life forever and ever and ever was to just work harder and harder and harder till I could get to a point to rest. And if you guys are watching this broadcast live, like raise your hand or, let's see, I have to go navigate to Facebook so I can see you. But just let me know if that sounds familiar. Do you ever feel like you're just racing to get to the weekend, and then you finally get to the weekend and it's just like, oh, okay, now I can rest, but only for a minute, because now we're trying to jam all this stuff in the weekend, right? Okay. So this is what I was doing for a really long time. And I kept trying to find these different external strategies. Maybe I need to do yoga. I should be getting up earlier. I should be getting up at 5 a.m. and running. I should, all these I shoulds. And then the I shoulds just fall away because it's exhausting to be working a lot and to have a lot of stress and a lot of demand and a lot of pressure on us. So one of the things that what top performing women understand, and this is like top performing athletes, whatever, is that you have to put in self-care. And I don't mean self-care like a bubble bath. I mean, you have to be protecting your mindset, your state, right? That's how we show up, your energy levels. And if that means going to bed earlier, if that means drinking more water, if that means saying to, your in-laws, hey, I know normally we come over to your house every weekend, but right now we're just not gonna be able to do that. No hard feelings. You really have to protect what we call your state. Okay. And the way we protect our state is, first of all, you have to have an intention. So if you are living under the belief that, that things are just always going to be difficult, that I've got this stressful executive job and it's supposed to be hard. Well, you got to change the belief, because if you believe it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. Right. So what you want to do, instead of say, okay, great, I have this audacious project in front of me, or we have this huge deadline, or I'm now going to be traveling across the United States, once a week or whatever. How can I make that time as joyful as possible, right? So instead of thinking about, let's say, getting on an airplane and cramming in as much work as humanly possible, someone who's in charge of their state and recognizes that they want to be a high-performing individual in all areas of their life, they're not going to do that. They're going to say, I'm going to get on the airplane, I'm going to put on my mask, I'm going to go to sleep for 20, 30 minutes, and I'm going to rest. Or sleep if you're going over, across the continent or whatever, I'm going to sleep for 8 hours. I'm going to rest first, and then whatever time is left over, I'll do some work. Or maybe I won't work at all. Maybe I'll use this as a chance to read a novel. Or maybe I'll use this as a chance to write a letter to my kids, and so they'll get this fun little letter with a foreign stamp on it. Whatever. I know. Do people write letters anymore? We do. We really do, don't we? So the point being is that you have to protect your state. And your state is how you show up. It's intentional. It is the person you want to be. And that's what you really need to be. Okay, so now I have no idea. Have I been live? Hi guys, am I live? Okay, so I'm technology's not my best quality here. Oh, there we are. I am live. Okay, there we go. So, hi everyone. I don't know if I've been live or not, because I don't know if I pushed the right button. So, I'm going to start over in case I have been. Hi everyone. It's Kathleen Byars. I'm the founder of Corporate Women Unleashed, where we help high achieving women and executive women really control your career and navigate your career effectively so you can start prioritizing your personal life. Okay. And what I wanted to talk with you guys today about this broadcast is, what do top performing women do every single day to make sure they avoid burnout and stay in an optimal state so you can show up in your personal life and in your professional life being 100%. Okay. And I think that's where so many of us struggle. And I struggled with this as an executive for a long, long, long time, because what I would do is I would work, and then drop. work, 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 drop on the weekend, work, 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 drop on vacation. And I would literally spend like the first 2 or 3 days of every vacation just asleep, like just asleep, like the emotional drain, the adrenaline, the mental pressure. I mean, it was just exhausting. And so that's just not a way to live. That's what gets us to burnout and says, why am I all here? So the one thing that you want to be focusing on, and this is what we see with women over and over again, is your state. Like your state is who you are. How are you showing up? If you are someone who's multitasking and you're just jamming as much as you can in your morning, you're rushing off to the office, like you're always in this rush, rush, rush. Come on, if I only get every green light, if I only catch the elevator right when I get there, if only the parking garage has a free empty space. Like, do you know, like this is like the high achieving mindset is always like, if all these things happen perfectly, then life will be fine. And then nothing ever lines up that way. And then we're frustrated and frazzled. So you want to really be in charge of your state and be very intentional about what you're choosing to do with your day and how you're moving through it. If you're moving through your day in a state of frenzy and in a state of overwhelm, guess what? You're going to feel that and it's going to catch up with you. So for example, like right now, I'm in a really busy season in my work. Okay. So things are really hopping. I'm working pretty much 6 to 7 days a week right now, but I'm also very much in charge of my state. And what that means is I am making sure that I'm getting a lot of sleep, right? I'm going to bed on time. I'm making sure that when I'm with my children, I'm totally focused on them. Like last Saturday or Sunday, I think it was, I worked for a couple hours in the morning and then boom, shut it down. And I'm like, let's go have fun. And I'm intentionally creating a state of fun. Now, I could have just putzed around the house and allowed my boys to game, which they would have loved, but I would not have had a strong connection with them. Instead, I said, let's all go out. We're going to the movies. We're going to go get frozen yogurt afterwards. We're going to have fun. So I'm intentionally monitoring my state every day and saying, who am I being? Who am I showing up as? Am I showing up as someone who's frazzled, who's trying to do too much, who believes that life has to be insane and chaotic and almost like wearing that badge of honor of, look at me and look at all the stuff I'm doing? Or am I going, no, I'm going to flow through my life right now. It's a very busy, intense period for my work. I'm working 6 to 7 hours or 6 to 7 days a week. However, I'm getting my workouts in. This morning, I wasn't able to get a full workout in. I overslept. Okay, fine. I still owe myself 15 minutes later in the day. I'm not going to cry about that. I'm just going to do my ab ripper at some point during the day. It will happen. And I've made that commitment that that's going to happen. So I'm monitoring my state. If I start to feel too tired, I'm going to drop and do ab ripper right then. I don't care if I'm in the middle of Target, like I'm going to get it done. Okay. So what you have to do is stop sprinting to a finish line and start living intentionally every single day. You have to start protecting your state, looking around yourself and saying, what decisions am I making that I'm in control of that are not effectively helping me stay in a state of control, a state of lightness of being, a state of connection, and feeling like I'm living my best life. If you're getting ready to jump on an airplane, are you taking, 7 hours worth of work that you're just going to try to jam into this flight? Or are you taking a book to read because you know that you're going to need some leisure time? Are you taking a pen and paper where you could write a note to a friend that you haven't connected with in a long time? How can you use that airplane time differently other than to do more work? Sure, maybe you need to do some work. Maybe you're going to put some last minute polish on a presentation or whatever you got to do. How can you use that airplane time to sleep, to rest your eyes, to connect to the person next to you and have just a nice, engaging conversation? So what you're doing is you're constantly looking for ways to monitor your state and be in a state of high energy, of grace, of flow, rather than how can I multitask, jam as much as possible down my own throat today, and then get home, say hello to everyone, fall into bed and do it all over again the next day, right? And so what happens is because the psychology of high achieving women and women who are trying to multitask is it almost feels good to have that adrenaline rush of like, let's get it done, let's get it done. One of the things you want to do is when you have this very intentional state is pull yourself out of that frenetic spin, right? So one of the things that I will do, for example, when things are really busy right now, is it's really easy to go like, okay, I just finished that. Oh gosh, yes, I got that done. I just finished that. Oh yeah, now I'm going to go do, 15 emails. And when I start to feel that intensity inside of myself, that emotional state that says, come on, Kate, keep pushing, get it done, I immediately stop. Okay. That emotional state is telling me I'm headed towards burnout. I'm headed towards off balance. I'm burning the midnight oil. and I immediately stop and I go for a walk. I go visit someone and talk with them for 15 minutes in the office next door. I'll call my husband. I will get on the internet and just do something leisure. And like, in other words, what's happening is you're no longer in control of your state, and you're allowing your psychology, this deep achiever psychology, to take over and control you. And that's going to burn you up, burn you out, use way too much energy. So instead, you have to be in control of your state and say, nope, nope, I need to go take the elevator downstairs, walk outside, sit on a bench for 10 minutes in the sunshine, get some vitamin D. And what happens is incredible, because you're not taking 10 minutes away from your busy day. You are actually filling up your cup. You're actually giving yourself energy. You're giving yourself a chance to think and actually work through the next problem. Because a lot of times what I find is when I step away like that with that intention, I actually realize, wait a minute, the very next thing I need to do is not email. I actually need to get on the phone with so-and-so. Or I actually just had another idea about how to rewrite something in that proposal I was about ready to send out. Oh, that is so much better. Let me go do that when I get back upstairs. The giving yourself the gift of the time to think, to unplug, to disconnect, even if it's for 10 minutes a day, that is how you manage your state. You're being very intentional about who you are and who you want to be. So that starts with the decision, right? The decision comes up here. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be the woman who's running around the office doing a million things and like has sweat like flying off of her because she's just like deer in the headlights frazzled? Like, is that who you want to be? Do you want to be the person who's the workhorse? Hey, lay it on her, lay it on her. She goes to every meeting and just like, you know, another file folder just like ends up in your lap. Is that what you want? You have to be intentional and say, no, I want to be someone who's performing at an optimal level in all areas of my life. I want to show up at work, kick ass and take names, do the things that really matter and do the things that are important. Sometimes that's going to be done in an 8-hour day. Sometimes that's going to be done in a 12-hour days, but I'm in control and I can navigate that. I want to go home and I want to have a really rich, enjoyable dinner with my family, or whatever. You skip dinner one night, but I want to all get together afterwards and I want to talk about everyone's day, or I want to play cards, or I want to give the kids the bath, whatever it is, right? You have to hold intention about your state and who you are being, and that's an intention. And women tend to be really ignorant of this, but now that you're aware of it, you need to act on it, right? Like, we can be ignorant and not know something, but now you got to act on it. And I was not aware of this for a long time. My state was just sort of whatever was in front of me at the moment, because I really got a high on that adrenaline rush of just go, 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 go. The problem with that is that it was really reducing the quality of my life, right? When I got home, I was in that same state of go, go, go. And I'd pick my daughter up and it was like, go, go, go. And come on, hurry up, eat your dinner. Because if you eat your dinner faster, then we can go play. And if we can play longer, we'll have a higher quality relationship as a mother and a daughter. And okay, now get in your jammies now. If you get in your jammies now, then we can go read more stories. You know, it was just like, I just rushed her through her life, through her childhood. Excuse me, because I was not in charge of my own state. And I was not in charge of creating an intentional life. Excuse me, guys. So instead, what you want to do is really hold that vision, and it can change each day. Not every day is a 9-to-5 day, guys, right? So some days you could be traveling in Timbuktu and say, well, here's the type of day I'm going to have. I'm going to take advantage of this evening in a hotel room all to myself. I'm going to call home. I'm going to have some really great conversations with my family when I'm ready. And then I'm going to go take a beautiful walk outside, or I'm going to go to the spa and actually enjoy the fact that I'm traveling abroad in this beautiful hotel. Or I'm going to order room service and tuck in with a good book and just rejuvenate myself before the meetings start up again tomorrow. So keeping yourself in state means you are keeping yourself in an intentional, high level of intention of who you want to be and how you want to show up in the different areas of your life. And you're caring for yourself so that you can do that. Whether that means giving yourself more sleep, giving yourself more relaxation, giving yourself higher connection, quality connection time with your children, letting some of the other stuff fall to the wayside, right? So that you are focused and concentrating on your state. And this is especially critical when you're in a super, super busy period of your life. Like I said, I am right now. I'm working 6-7 days a week. Okay. That is what it needs to happen right now. And that I'm choosing to do for my career. I have taken on that responsibility, but I did it intentionally. And I'm also doing it intentionally with my state. And I think it was last night, my husband called, and he and my younger son were on their way home. And I was finishing up some things, and it would have been so easy for me just to have been like, oh, I think it'll be 20 minutes before the car arrives. Let me get these other 3 things off my plate, work-wise. And I said, no, my state is that when they walk in the house, I want to be ready for them and be intentional as a wife and mother. So what I did was I moved away from my computer. I went and got in the shower because I needed a shower. I had worked out earlier and like never showered. And I knew that if I didn't do that, what I would be telling my young son is, I'm sorry, mommy can't play with you now yet because now I have to go take a shower. And I didn't want to do that. While I was in the shower, before it just took me 2 seconds, I lit some candles, right? It was just like this one little moment of intention. Not only am I going to take a shower and take care of this need that I have, I'm also going to light some candles. So it's an enjoyable, just like kind of a girly experience for 5-10 minutes that I'm in here. Washed off, jumped into my clothes. And when my husband and my son got home, I was like ready and being like, hey, let's go play. And so I was able to go play with my younger son and have a really enjoyable 30 or 45 minutes of watching him do his capoeira moves. And he wanted to dance with me. We were dancing. So he was going to show me the dance moves and I could dance with him. And it was so great because I had backed away with intention from my work. I'd taken care of some of my needs, filled my cup, shower, candles. That was nice. And now I was like full on with his game and I could play and twirl and do all the things that he wanted me to do, which was so cute. So keeping yourself in an intentional state, even when you don't have a lot of time or you are being tasked with a lot of different responsibilities, whether it's from your family, from your work, from your boss, from your team, this is critical to avoiding burnout. And you have to protect that. No one else can do it for you. What a lot of women do is we're looking for something external to us to protect us. Why can't my company realize I work so hard? Why don't they give me a break? Why does my boss always give me all the big projects? Why doesn't my husband do more around the house and realize how hard I'm working? Why don't my kids just recognize I need to rest? Do you see all that? It's always like someone else's responsibility. You have to be responsible for your own state. And that means self-care along the way. Yesterday when I lit candles, it took me like 3 seconds to do that. Like that doesn't take a lot of time. But it was just like this nice little joyous thing. And what happens is your body's psychology and physiology will notice that, okay? Is that as wonderful as like checking out for 3 hours and reading a book on the beach? Hell no. But I don't have 3 hours to read a book on the beach right now in my life. I do have a few minutes to stop and smell the roses, if you will, the candles, right? And so you have to do that. And that is intentional in your state. So if you have any questions, guys, for everyone who's watching the broadcast, whether it's now or recorded, just leave a question, leave a comment, and maybe even share, like, what do you do to protect your state? What do you do for self-care, either each and every day or a little bit throughout the week to make sure that you're not just driving to get to a point of rest? Because why that doesn't work for us and burns us out is that we're so exhausted by the time we get there, and we have such high expectation that that Saturday or that vacation or whatever it is going to be absolutely sublime and perfect, which there is no perfect moment in life, that then we're just deeply disappointed, So, oh, great, I made it to Saturday, but now your kid wakes up with the flu. I don't know, your husband's going out for the day with his buddies and you're left all alone with a sick kid. Well, there goes your Saturday, right? Like that's going to happen. That's life. So we have to be protecting our state each and every day so that when that Saturday comes, it's going to be a Saturday. That's all it is. It's not, here's the day I'm going to get caught up on all my chores. I'm going to get caught up on my relationships. I'm going to get caught up on my health. I'm going to get caught up on the cooking. That's just not enjoyable, right? Like that's just not living a full, rich life. That's compromising and multitasking and trying to jam stuff in. So taking care of your state is just so critical. So I wish you guys all the best. If you have questions, comments, just leave them in the comments below. Leave a heart, leave a like, leave a yebble, whatever it is. And so I know you guys are watching, and share with a friend. You may have a friend, another lady boss friend who is struggling with too much multitasking. You see her burning out. You see her running on the treadmill. Put her name in here, and that'll tag her and she'll know to come back and watch this video and that you cared for her and that you were looking out for her. All right. Thanks, guys. Again, it was fantastic to be here, and I'll see you again next Tuesday on Tuesday for our next live broadcast. Bye now.